Welcome to one-on-one notary coaching with me, Mark Wills. I teach the loan signing system. I teach notary publics how to make money in this amazing industry. How's everybody doing? It feels good to be back. Let's go. If you're watching this on replay, know that every single Monday at noon Pacific, I walk notary publics through any of the issues that they have live. You can get on one-on-one with me to break down anything that's going on in your business. These are happening on Instagram, loan signing system. You can follow any of these, watch any of these replays on my Instagram news feed or on my YouTube channel. If you're like, wow, Mark, I love what you're doing here. Remember, every single one of these are on my YouTube channel and or my Instagram page. What's up, everybody? Good to be back. I will talk about anything that you may have questions on about your loan signing agent business. One-on-one coaching with me as long as it takes to make sure that you get your answers. Before I jump on, I want to get vulnerable with you right now, if that's okay, for the first 5 or 10 minutes of today's hour-long notary one-on-one coaching. So I've been MIA the past couple weeks. As you guys probably can see, I've not done these notary coaching one-on-ones for a couple weeks. I've been going through some health issues, I could say. They hopefully be resolved. As long as you've been following me long enough, I've been dealing with a ruptured Achilles, which is healing. I am walking. Let's go. But I've also been battling TMJ, which is basically jaw pain. I've tried everything under the sun on trying to get rid of my jaw pain for about 3 years. I've been battling this behind the scenes. My job is to try to put my best foot forward to help you grow a business. But behind the scenes, I've been taking jaw pain shots right inside my masseters to help relieve the pain. I've done everything under the moon as far as pain shots, LASIK, meditation, you name it. I've done it to try to alleviate the pain that I've been through. And so about 2 weeks ago, after a lot of doc discussions with my doctors, they decided the best route was bite reconstruction. And so bite reconstruction to help put my jaw into a new position that hopefully has my jaw closing better, which will alleviate the pain that I've been going through for about 3 years. But along with that bite reconstruction came a new smile. And so I've been really insecure, if I can be really honest with you, for the past couple weeks about jumping on Instagram Live and showing off my new smile. I feel like I look different. I know we're all our own biggest critic. Now my teeth are a little bit bigger. I'm like, oh my gosh, do I look the same? Are people gonna give me a bad time because they think I'm trying to be full of vanity? You know, are people gonna understand? And I share that because it's not like I wake up every single day full of just positivity. I have the same insecurities everybody else does. I have the same discouragement everybody else does. I have the same, are people judging me like everybody else does? And I wanted to get vulnerable with you and say, you haven't really seen me so much on social media because I have been battling this insecurity about, wow, are people going to judge me? What's going to happen? I look totally different. Every time I'm looking at myself in the camera right now, I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't want to smile because I feel a little bit like, are my teeth too big? The point I'm trying to share this with you and be vulnerable with you is I'm just like you, man. I have peaks, I have valleys, I have good days, I have bad days. I'd be lying to you that the past couple weeks have been some pretty bad days. Did I make the right decision? Is everything gonna work out for the best? Bite reconstruction's a major deal with no guarantee that it's gonna fix the problem. But the point I'm trying to make to you is, you know, all those second guessing moments that you have, I also have, man. But what I teach you guys is the cure to anxiety is action. For me to be less insecure was to jump on and have a conversation with you. Let's get my smile back out in the world and let everybody know that I'm just like you. So if you're going through anything right now, know that you're not alone. Know that the down days, everybody experiences them. Everyone always asks me, Mark, how do you stay so positive? And the answer is I wake up with negative feelings and these feelings of discouragement just like you, but the difference is I don't allow myself to stay down. I don't allow myself to be victim. I don't allow myself to let the judgments of other determine what I'm going to do on my everyday life. And so whether you're out there nervous about taking your first signing or you're nervous about walking into a title company asking yourself, am I good enough? I have those same things. I serve my community, and is my community going to support what I've done? And I have those same feelings of anxiety and overwhelmness. And I share this vulnerability with you. And my wife tells you there's been days where I've cried and said, oh my gosh, did I make the right decision? And so my point is, if you're ever out there having the same feelings of oh my gosh, am I making the right decision? Did I do the right thing? And sometimes those are normal. I want to normalize any discouragement you may be feeling, normalize any vulnerabilities you may be feeling. I want to normalize any maybe second guessing of decisions. Like, we all go through them. And I am willing to the universe and praying that I made the right decision and my jaw's going to get better and I'm going to be pain free for the rest of my life. But I just wanted to jump on and share you that, like, that's kind of the reason you haven't seen me on camera the past couple weeks, is because I've been battling my own health issues and my own situation with my jaw pain. And this has been a 3-year. If you go to my Instagram stories this morning, I posted pictures of what I look like after I got injections into my masseters because the pain was so intense. But again, those are things that I was battling the past few years, that's something that I had to put my best foot forward for the community and encourage you guys to be the best you are, even though there are days where I didn't even want to talk. I had days where I didn't even want to get on camera, but sometimes you got to do things for the greater good. And I share that with you because sometimes I feel like some of us are on the sidelines nervous about marketing or business when your family needs you to go through your nerves. Your family needs you to do it scared. Your business needs you to go through those vulnerabilities of, am I good enough? And so I share that with you because I had those feelings and I have them too. I'm here for you, man. If anyone's going through anything right now, DM me and we can have a conversation because I don't want you to feel like you're going through any battles by yourself. I know sometimes I feel isolated when I am going through the health issues I have the past couple weeks and the past few years, frankly. I've kept my jaw issues away from my team, away from my business partner, away from the community. And so I know what it feels like to kind of battle things on your own. If you need any conversations, please DM me. I'm here for you. But this is the first time I'm going on a big public forum and showing off my new smile. Sometimes I don't want to smile because I want to do this. But I know that I got to do it scared. I got to do it until my smile becomes my new normal. I got to do it even though if I feel like people may be judging me. And I encourage you to do the same for your business, man. You got to go into those title companies to let people know how amazing you are. You have to push through your nerves. You got to take your first signing. You got to go through the networking events. And we know that we're all battling something. Nobody is perfect. And when you go into your title companies, they're humans just on the other side of that receptionist desk. They're humans on the other side of that escrow officer desk. So, everyone's going through something. So if you're going through something, you're not alone. I'm going to get on to one-on-one coaching, but I wanted to jump on and let you know that if you're going through anything yourself, you're not alone. I'm reading all of your comments. Thank you so much for the support. That's what makes this community amazing. I always tell people I am the least best part about the loan signing system. It is the community that is amazing, and I feel the love and I feel it. So thank you so much for all the things. But enough about me. I hope that maybe helped you with your day or maybe something that you're going through right now. And if you are, again, you're not alone. If you're feeling down and discouraged, man, I can't tell you how many nights I've had the past few weeks where I just felt down and discouraged. I have no idea how many times I've second guessed my decision, and I'm doing my best to stay positive. I'm doing my best to take my walks and get my head cleared of any of these thoughts that aren't serving my purpose. My serving my purpose is you. My serving my purpose is my family. Serving my purpose is my son. But I'm not immune to some of these thoughts that don't serve me. And I want to let you know, if you're having some of these thoughts yourself, you're not alone, man. But what we have to do is push through the thoughts. We don't ignore them and pretend they don't exist. We got to push through them and know that we serve something bigger. You serve your family. You serve your business. You serve your clients. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm serving you. So speaking of which, I want to jump on and help you build your business. I hope you're having a blessed day. And no, I missed you so freaking much. I miss having these one-on-ones with you guys. So let's jump on. If you're brand new to this, my name is Mark Wills. I teach signing agents how to make money as loan signing agents. I teach marketing, I teach self-belief, self-confidence, scripts, you name it. I'm here to help you build a business. So if you're brand new, hit the add camera button right here with my fingers. I want to help you build a business today.
Hi, Mark. How are you? I'm so excited. So I was thinking about doing this for quite a while. I've been a notary for 11 years, and then I was just kind of, this seems interesting. I did a refi twice, so I saw what the process was. And so finally, this year, I got certified, did my background in January. In March, I got my business certificate. So I did already have one closing, which was amazing. And I was The only thing, like, I'm trying to sign up for all these companies and stuff like that. So I'm just trying to educate myself a little bit more. I get a lot of things about reverse mortgages, and I see people don't want to do it. I love helping people. I love working with people. I work in insurance. I'm an insurance broker by profession, but I figure, let me do something that's for me, not for for corporate America. So doing the reverse mortgages or creating like a specialty or a niche, is that like a good idea for me to
The short answer to that is no. There's not enough reverse business that would really sustain you per se. But let me back up one step. First off, I'm so glad we're talking. I'm so glad we're here.
Me too. I follow you. I love you.
Oh, I love you too. I love you too. Okay, so let me say something at the risk of sounding like a salesman, because this conversation I'm about to have is not to take my course. It's just to get training. Because there are 5 major signings that you're going to get when you're at a signing. It's going to be a reverse, a purchase, a seller package, home equity line of credit. By the way, with increased values, home equity line of credits are going to be huge. And then you have a purchase and refinance. So those are the 5. And what you don't want to do is get caught with your pants down per se, meaning you're at a HELOC and it ends up taking you an hour and a half, and it should only take you, frankly, 30 minutes because you don't have the proper training on the proper documents.
Gotcha.
So my first thing is, whether you take my course or not, and frankly, you can probably get free HELOCs on the internet. You can probably get free reverse mortgage documents on the internet. My first thing is, remember that you want to go through some type of training, not because you have to, because you want to be the most efficient and proficient at what you do. Like I said, I want this big sales pitch for me. What I would say is, there's a lot of great signing agent trainers out there. I will never talk down about any of them. I think they're all amazing. I would just say pick one that you matches up with your personality and just rip the ripcord on that, because you're going to want to make sure that you are getting there and know what you're doing. I don't doubt, by the way, that you could not get through reverse mortgage. What I doubt is, can you get through it in 15 minutes? And it's really trying to be more, making more buck for your time than, oh, well, I can do it. And I'm like, I don't doubt you could do it. But I figured out, I was learning tips and tricks to make it more shorter. Now, there are people out there who are reverse mortgage specialists. There's just not that big of a market where it makes sense to necessarily go all in on that, if that makes sense. It doesn't hurt to maybe put that on a business card. It's just me being very open up front. I would argue that reverse mortgages are maybe less than 10% of all mortgage transactions. Will it resonate to maybe a reverse mortgage lender? Sure. And then maybe if you can find one in your town, then you go market directly to that person. But even a reverse mortgage lender who specializes in reverse mortgages may only do 3 or 4 a month. And that's a lot, by the way. And so you want more than 3 or 4 a month. So
definitely.
It doesn't hurt to say, I'm a reverse mortgage specialist. I'm a home equity line of credit specialist. I'm a purchase specialist. But in my opinion, it pigeonholes you a little bit more than you want to be, because you want to be a loan doc signing agent specialist, which means I know every single form that's going to be thrown at me, all these different reverses, purchases, home seller packages. So my best coaching is just get some coaching. And then number 2, a lot of good training courses are amazing out there, which teach you the marketing side of it too. Because look, and here's my honest answer to you and everybody is, as rates become more normalized, you need to rely less on the signing service. So you really need to learn how to go out and get the title business, the realtor business, the mortgage officer business, so you can have that part-time income around your insurance business. But like you said, man, you have that insurance customer face-to-face interaction. This is such a natural segue for you.
Yeah. Okay, great.
Cool.
Thank you so much. I am like so beyond excited. I tried to get on last Monday, so I'm so happy that I got you. But thank you so much. I really
You're so welcome. And honestly, feel free to DM me or whatever you want, and I'm rooting for you, girl. You know that.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
All right, bye.
Thank you.
That was a great conversation from the standpoint of, look, can we specialize in something? The answer is yes. Could we specialize in home equity line of credits? Can we specialize in reverse mortgages? The answer is yes, but I don't want you to pigeonhole yourself in a specialty, because honestly, if you're going to pigeonhole yourself in anything, pigeonhole yourself in a purchase or refinance specialist, because that's going to be the bulk of the business. I would stay away a little bit from it unless, here's my coaching, you're going to go market to directly a reverse mortgage lender. You're going to market to someone who is specifically a home equity line of credit specialist. Then that might be an important conversation to have. But on a general speaking, if you're marketing to a signing service or if you're marketing to a escrow company, I stay away from the specialties, because a lot of people don't literally do that specifically, if that makes sense. What a great way to kick this off. Let's go to Jamie and Rajinder next. Jamie, is that
Hi,
you?
Mark.
Hi, Jamie. How are you?
It's me.
Good.
Good.
Okay, cool. Tell everybody where you're from, and then this is what let's talk about.
I recently moved down to Bonita, so
Oh,
I'm probably close to you, and
yeah.
I'm trying to get myself established down here in San Diego.
Cool. This is one-on-one notary coaching. So what can I help you with today?
What I'm really looking for is a good CRM, customer relationship manager software to use to really keep track of my clients and who I've marketed to, what I've given, and is there any applications out there?
Yes. Are you a loan signing system student?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So we just did a training. Are you part of small business organization? That comes included.
I haven't been able to, I finally was able to go in and get on it, so I'm watching some replays.
Okay, so Roman, a co-founder of LSS, just did an amazing training on CRM. So I want you to watch. That's included. Number two, I did one on my own CRM that I used to use when I was building my signing agent business, which basically was just Excel. The CRM that we recommend with the loan signing system is Fresh Sales. We're actually going to do a training with Fresh Sales, I think next week or 2 weeks from now. If the loan signing system team members on right now, let us know. Someone just wrote the CRM training was amazing. So watch that because Jamie, I'm here to help you, girl, all the way around. So there was a CRM training.
Okay.
But to answer your question, Fresh Sales is who we recommend as a CRM. Now, also in SBO, Fresh Sales also has an email automation program built into it. So when you're network marketing, I teach you how to set up a little bit of that initial email automation to try to use your time more efficiently. What I just talked about lives in the SBO part of your membership program, not the six-figure.
Okay.
Cool. So, right. But look, I'm going to end with this because I hope everyone's hearing what Jamie asked. And the answer is yes. You should be keeping track of, this is free information here. You should be keeping track of everybody that you walked in and marketed to. When you walk in and market to them and you pull tidbits like this person has 3 kids, I noticed they're a Dallas Cowboy fan, you should be writing notes on points of interest that you might have in common. So that's the first thing that you want to write in your CRM. The second thing you want to write in your CRM is the day and time you approach them, so you know that you're following a cadence. So once again, my appropriate cadence is once a week follow-up in person, once a week follow-up in email. So you should be writing in your CRM every single week that you've hit them up in a face-to-face and email. So your CRM's keeping track of everyone. So if you're looking at your CRM, you're like, oh no, I didn't hit up Susie down in San Isidro for 3 weeks because you can see your follow-up cadence within the CRM. So my point is when you're setting up your CRM with Fresh Sales, make sure that you're also doing it with follow-up cadence and what you're talking about in those follow-up cadences. Like what point of conversation did you hear anything that she wishes her notary did better or he wishes notary did better? So make sure you're keeping track of all that because the next conversation should be based off of the notes you took from the previous interaction. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Cool. I hope everybody took notes on that because I think a lot of times I always get the question, Jamie, what should I say in my follow-up? And I'm like, did you take notes from the previous conversation? Because that's what you should say in the follow-up. Does that make sense? Yes. And so, if you found out, like if you your eyes, I have a 4-year-old, we always play I Spy. But if you spy a San Diego Padres bobblehead on the desk, you should be writing that down. You know what I mean? And so the next time you walk in, the conversation's like, oh man, the Padres, they blew another one now, didn't they? So you have a point of a conversation to enter if you really pay attention to the environment you walked in, and that should be in your CRM.
Okay, great.
Does all that make sense?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, cool. Good. So go back, watch the CRM training in small business organization. If you're a loan signing system student, that is free. So included part of your membership. And make sure you go and watch the CRM training. Make sure you register live for the Fresh Sales training. There's already a Fresh Sales training in from about 2 years ago. And we're going to update that CRM training, I believe, in the next month latest. But someone on the LSS team may be able to correct me on that. So hopefully this was valuable to you. I'm so glad you're an LSS student. And you can hit me up anytime you want in that Facebook group.
Thank you.
All right, go get them. Bye. So I love that conversation with Jamie. And look, in my opinion, the biggest takeaway there is you should be having a CRM. Like you should be keeping track. A lot of people take a CRM and they only keep track of like when and where they made these point of contacts instead of writing down notes of the conversation and point of interests that they could talk about the next time. So right when you walk out of a networking meeting and out of an open house, out of a one-on-one at an escrow company, you should also be jotting down all the things that you saw and talked about so the next conversation becomes easier. Because a lot of times conversations are easy if you pay attention to what you've seen at their conversation, at their office. Again, if I walk into an escrow office and I see somebody with 2 kids, I immediately talk about my 4-year-old. Like I know there is a point of commonality there, right? If I walk in and I see a 49ers paraphernalia, I'm like, oh, go Niners. I'm immediately looking for something that I can connect. I think a lot of time people go into these appointments trying to connect on business. You want to connect on personal, and you can get personal just by being observant and then taking what you observed, putting it into your CRM. And so the next 2 or 3 times you have conversation starters. And that's how a good person markets. And I hope you got some value from that. All right. So who is up next? Let's go with Rajinder right now. Rajinder, my man, how you living?
Hey, nice. Thanks, Mark. Hope everybody had a happy Easter, and thanks for letting you know about your surgery.
Thank you.
Your smile looks very nice.
Thank you, sir. I'm still getting used to it. I feel a little weird with it, but words like that make me feel better. So thank you, my man. Tell everybody, Rajinder, where you're from, and let's rock and roll.
Yeah, I'm in Puyallup, Washington, and almost coming up to my 1 year.
Nice. Okay, 1 year in. This is one-on-one coaching, Rajinder. What can I help you to go into year 2?
So on Friday, I went to direct marketing and I visited 11 offices. So met a lot of.
Hold on. Rajinder went direct marketing and went to 11 offices. Can we drop him a round of applause? Use the clapping emojis. Because honestly, Rajinder, I hope you inspire everybody. We're going to talk about how that went. But sometimes, Rajinder, you can't discredit your wins. And walking into 11 places, dude, is fire. So proud of you. So talk to me about the 11 and where can I.
So 2 things I want to give up for people who are planning to go direct. The 2 things that I heard from them is obviously you'll get something like, oh, we already have notaries. And I go, oh, that's awesome. But the 2 things that I heard is one of them was like, we always need good notaries. So what that's telling to me is you have to be the best. Number 2, they said, please pick up the phone when we call you because we need the notary right away. But that's the second thing that I got from them.
I think a lot of people think I am trying to sell a course when I say that there's a lack of good notaries. The fact of the matter is that is the truth. Kayla Beeper, signing service owner, just mentioned it. Hello, Kayla. Hope the baby's doing well. And so I want to make sure everybody heard that. And the second thing I heard is making sure you're always available. And so again, I think a lot of people think that notaries just are all by the phone. A lot of signing agents, Rajinder, think that the way you deal with signing services, because whenever people are doing signing service business, they're always by the phone. But people doing direct, there's actually a shortage of that. So I hope you heard both that. Now, the coaching I want to give you, Rajinder, is they told you where they're weakest at. They've given you all the information you need for your follow-ups. Does that make sense? So you have to hear what they're telling you. What they're telling you is, we don't have enough good notaries. So what does good mean? Does good mean, are they showing up on time? Are they not making errors? Are they going 2 hours out of the way? So next time, Rajinder, here's what I want you to say, is I want you to find out what good means, because that's your marketing conversation moving forward. So when you walk back in on your follow-up, be like, look, I'm so excited. You told me that there's a shortage of good notaries. What does good mean to you? Like, where can I excel for you? Does that make sense? Because you need to dig deeper into good, because remember what I teach you guys. You have to figure out what their weaknesses are. And let me say that again. You got to figure out what they need, and you need to fill that need. Does that make sense? So you got out of them that there's a shortage of good notaries. The next step is figuring out, what does good mean? Does that make sense? Be more specific. Because if they're like, Rajender, what a good notary to us is someone who can print docs in the back of their car. It's somebody who will not make any errors. It's somebody who will return docs back 8 a.m. Because once you find out their specific need, then all you do is walk in and you repeat that you are the solution to that need. Does that make sense?
Yes.
I hope everybody heard me on that coaching. I think a lot of people walk in, they're like, oh, we need good notaries. And they're just like, great, I'm a good notary, but you need to figure out what does good mean so you can figure out exactly how you need to market to them. Does that make sense? So every single time you follow up. So let's just say, Rajender, that good to them means dropping docs off at 8 a.m. the next morning, right? Good to them means being able to print docs on the fly. So then every time you follow up, you're reminding them like, hey, I will always drop off docs at 8 o'clock in the morning, and I love my mobile printer. That's just the conversation. Does that make sense? But what misses sometimes on the follow-up is you walk in, you're just like, hey, I'm a good notary, but it doesn't hit home. You got to hit home. You got to figure out what do they need, and then you fill that need. Does that make sense? But dude, I'm so proud of you, bro. Everyone's inspired. So your job now is to go back in on the follow-up and dig deeper on what good means. And then only conversate, I don't know if that's a word, but the conversations you have in the future is about how you fill those needs. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So the only thing I was not sure of, I was planning to reply to each and every one on the email, okay, because I did not meet all the EOs. Some of them were receptionists, some might be EOs, I don't know. So I was like, okay, how do I reply back? Trying to figure out those wording. That's where I need little coaching on that one.
It was nice to meet you is probably the easy way to go in. We give them a couple bullet points of what you believe good is. So this was Roger. It's so nice to meet you. I really understand the importance of not making funding conditions so your borrower can fund on time. I really pay attention to the small details. Talk about what you think good is. Does that make sense? And they go, so nice to meet you. Maybe your good, Rajender, means that you're available 24/7 and on holidays. I don't know. So my point is, make a couple bullet points on what you think good is. Go back to the script if you need a couple ideas of what I think good is. Your real mission, though, is to go back in on person and find out what good means. And then you have your answer. And then every email is talking about you filling that need. Does that make sense? So right now, it's very simple. Oh, my gosh, so nice to meet you. Oh, darn it. Seemed like I missed you in the office. I'm a local signing agent. I always understand the importance of making funding, not creating funding conditions. Talk about a few of your good, and then go in person and really dig deep into what they think good means. And then that's what you follow up on. Does that make sense?
So would you recommend like going back in a week or 2 weeks?
Once a week. Remember my cadence, once a week in person, once a week via email.
Okay.
That's it. Like clockwork. Okay. You'll work with the people you're supposed to work with. And next time you go marketing, the moment someone says good, you say, hey, out of curiosity, what does good mean to you? Because I want to make sure that I live up to your good. Then you get out of them what they want. And then when they say, here's my last nugget for you, Raj, and everybody listening. When they tell you what is good, they're actually telling you where their current notaries are weak.
Their pain points, yeah.
Does that make sense? So when they say, oh, there's a lack of good notaries, oh, what does good mean? They're actually telling you where their current notaries are weak, which is your sign that you could wiggle on up in there. You know what I mean? Because they're telling you, we have notaries right now, and none of them are doing this. That's not what they mean by good, because if their notaries were good, they wouldn't tell you that they need good notaries. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right, Rajender, keep me updated on how this direct marketing goes. I'm proud of you, bro. Congratulations on year 1. Year number 2 needs to be moving all direct, baby.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. The biggest takeaway from that conversation is, remember, your job when they say good is like, what does good mean to you? Because you want to make sure you live up to their version of good. Too many times I see notaries tell them what good is, but that might not be good to them, because you can tell me all you want that Mexican food is good. I'm like, it's okay. Now my wife, she loves Mexican food. You tell me Japanese food's good and Italian food, I'm like, I'm all ears. So you got to make sure you know what good means to whoever you're speaking to. Does that make sense? Your job is not to tell them what good is. Your job is to find out what it is and then match their good with you are that good. Hope that makes sense. Oh my gosh, I missed you guys so much. I'm giving you like a big hug on camera right now. So glad I'm here. I miss serving you is what I miss. And I love the camaraderie. And thank you so much for all the love on my new smile. I'm still getting used to it, but I'm here ready to keep on building your business. All right, who do we got up next? Oh, what up, girl? Hi. Hi. Okay. Tell everybody your name, where you're from, and let's rock.
Hi, my name is Bianca Jones, or Busy Bee Notary on Instagram, and I'm from Fresno, California. I just wanted to jump on here and say how valuable your course has been. So I started doing this in September, started off really slow. I barely finished your course in March. And since then, I just feel so much more comfortable with the loan documents and with the verbiage. And I've been working with signing services. I'm ready to take the next step in direct. That's where my next journey is. But honestly, your course has really been top tier as far as I feel much more knowledgeable. I feel much more comfortable. So that's all.
Oh, I am so, well, thank you so much for that. Let me ask you one quick question because I want to go into notary coaching with you is, what's one thing that you love about being a signing agent?
I love people. I love going into people's houses. I love helping them understand what they're doing. A lot of people, I realize that when they get to those loan packets, whether it's a refi or a buyer's, they're really lost in the verbiage. And I love being the person to really help them connect the dots and how big of a step that it is. Even if it's just a refi, I feel like a lot of people don't really understand what a refinance is until I get there. And then I just like leaving them, feeling comfortable and better about the step that they take in their life.
I love that answer. You know what I love about that answer, and I wanted to inspire people because I was hoping that was your answer was, you actually love serving others. And I think that's what makes a good signing agent, right? When it's not about them, you didn't say it's about the money. You didn't say, oh, because I make $100 for an hour appointment. And that's a sign of a good signing agent. It's not about you. You know the money comes after you serve, after you exchange of value. And so yes. I love that your first thing that came to your mind on the spot was in a serving role. And I agree. I think that's the best part about business in general. It's not about the money. It's about serving others. And when you do that really well, everything else falls into place.
And another thing I do love about the business is that I am a housewife first. I have 3 kids. I have a 12-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 1-year-old. And what I love about the business is that I am able to make just $300 a day and get all my kids to school and make dinner and make, breakfast. And it works well for my life. So if there's any stay-at-home moms, like, this is definitely the place to go. Yeah. I love it.
Like, honestly, I don't get enough of these stories. So thank you so much for sharing it with me, because that's why I do it. But enough about that. Let's talk about this next maturation of your business, right? That's going direct. Because look, like I tell every one of you students, as the market normalizes, you need to expect the signing services to give you less business. And so the way you make up for it is by finally being forced to be pushed out of your comfort zone a little bit, go out and tell people how amazing you are. So is there anything I can do to help you, push you on that journey? Is there any coaching, any talk to me?
Yeah, I'm okay. So I had a little fumble. I have a real estate agent friend. She just sold the house, just closed, and she was super adamant about getting me in with the escrow office, and they didn't pick me. And even though she was pushing it really hard, I have a notary for you, they didn't choose to go with me. So what would be my next step? I sent over the application to them, which would be my first escrow office that I did that for. So what's my next step as far as getting them to remember me and to remind them that they have me on their roster?
Okay, cool. So I'm going to bring this back to when you were a single lady dating. Let's say one of your girlfriends are like, hey, I got someone I want to set you up with. And they're like, here's his number. You'd be like, maybe not. But what if your girlfriend's like, girl, he's going to come over, we're going to go out to get some drinks, and I'm going to have him come to the bar, and he's going to say hi. Now you're like, okay, I might give him I'll give him more of an opportunity than just give me his phone number blind. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So I want to take you back to the beginning moment where you got that referral or introduction. That moment, you should have been like, oh my gosh, thank you for the intro. I'm coming in tomorrow. Because the escrow officer feels a little taken back by, who is this person? Is she any good? Does she have a great personality? You have a beautiful smile. Remember, they have to hire you to represent them at the closing table.
Yes.
And so if you think about it like that, you're like, it makes more sense that you want to actually see me and feel my energy and see my smile and hear from me. And I always take it back to dating, because which really is like dating. Getting new escrow officers like getting set up on a date.
Yeah.
Right? And so if you think about in those terms, it all of a sudden becomes a little bit of a slower process. You're like, I should go walk in there and let them know how I'm doing and say, okay. So I think the only mistake was, you know, and this is a growing moment. Once you get that connection, almost be like, I'm coming in and say hi tomorrow. That's it.
Right.
And now they're like, now they'll see you and get your energy, and it's your opportunity. Look, I've been doing this for 3 or 4 months now. Susie's my girl. And now Susie and the escrow officer have a relationship. She's going to use you to cement that relationship. But it's a little unfair to have the escrow officer just use you because there was an email being sent. You have to push it a little bit more.
Gotcha.
Just like if a girlfriend of you was trying to set you up on a date, you're like, no, he needs to come in here. He needs to introduce himself, and I need to know what I'm working with. You know what I mean? And so the same concept goes on the business side. Like, who are they working with? So, but here's the good news. I don't think everything's lost. So what I would do, though, is I would tell your girlfriend, whoever the realtor is, like, hey, you know that home that just closed? Can you just set me up on another email, just introducing me again? And then you just walk in there and say hi, because that escrow officer obviously has other loans to close. My coaching for you as you start going into this part of your career is just doing what doesn't come to your mind at first. We're always going to take the easy way, is my point. Does that make sense? So the first inclination is to email back, like, no, I'm going to go walk in. So whatever your first inclination is usually is the easiest route, is my point. You just got to be aware of that. Okay, you know what? My gut says do this, but I should really just go in there, introduce myself, give them a high five, and let them know how great I am. As you move forward, just don't always take the easier way to point A to point B. But I got to start learning how to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. And I promise you, after 2 or 3 walk-ins, you're like, dude, this is so freaking easy. Okay. And so we have a lot of big hitters out in Fresno. Elena Sanders, Katie Casanova. I know she's a mama of 2. Elena Sanders, I think, is a mama of like 4. Meet up with some other LSSers in Fresno. But I'm so proud of you. And thank you so much for sharing with me how your journey's going. And remember, the market's normalizing. My job as your coach is to coach that into you. The signing agents, you just sit around, don't do anything. You're going to take their business as the market normalizes.
Okay.
All right. Hey, go get them. Keep building. All right.
Remember me.
I will, girl. I promise. Bye.
Bye.
What a great conversation. My biggest takeaway from that is, remember, we're always going to be naturally drawn to what's easiest to do. Look, is it easy to send an email after we get an introduction? Of course it is. But easy isn't always the right answer. It's what do I got to do to get myself a little bit uncomfortable and get myself to the point where I need to like get comfortable being uncomfortable. The sooner you can accomplish that, the better you're going to be. Look, I have to get used to my new smile. It is weird. I feel insecure. I feel like my teeth are too big. I feel like everything. But the more I talk and the more I see myself on camera, the more I feel comfortable with the new smile, the easier it's going to be to get on here and smile. And so life is all the same. No matter where we are, we got to learn how to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. And you got to keep pushing yourself until you look back and be like, wow, what was I even like tripping on? You know what I mean? I'm hoping sooner than later, I'm like, wow, man, Mark, your smile looks great. My point is you just got to learn and keep pushing yourself, right? The nerves never go away. You got to do it scared. You got to do it nervous. You got to do it uncomfortable. And eventually it's going to be comfortable. So great conversation, girl. And keep doing what you're doing. So proud of all you stay-at-home mamas. Hope you're inspired. All right, cool. We got time for a couple more. Who's up next? Hey, let me get it. Let me get it. Oh, we got 2 people on. Okay. If you're gonna come on, you gotta dance a little bit. Oh, there we go. Okay. So I'm gonna go. So we have Sophia, and then who's the other lady who joined?
I honestly don't know how I joined, but my name's Virginia.
Virginia, stay on. We're gonna do a little rock this. You will be the 2 last ladies of the day. So, Sophia, don't go anywhere. Sophia, let's start with you, girl. That smile, that dance, tells me life is good. So, update me, and then where can I help you?
Okay, so I'm gonna give you the update, but here's the funny thing. You actually answered my question. Oh my gosh, I love this business. Oh my goodness. There is a business Like, it's a business where I can earn and provide for my family and still be able to spend time with my family. So I posted a picture in the group, and it didn't dawn on me that I did less signings this month and made more money than I did in the previous 2 months.
And that, by the way, is the power of going direct. I tell people, man, it is uncomfortable. I get it. I empathize. Yeah. Like now more than ever with my bite reconstruction, like I empathize with being uncomfortable, but you just got to do it scared.
You got to do it.
On the other side of your
Lord.
fear is success. I promise you. So Sophia, I hope you inspire people because girl, if anybody goes to any of these Monday morning coaching, they know who you are and they know your journey. And so I'm proud of you. Okay, so let's get to some coaching. We got about 10 more minutes. Where are you at? Where can I help you?
Marketing. So I found out that I am my best marketing self after a high. So I got 4 requests from like 2 processors in an hour. And I was like, I'm feeling good. I'm motivated. I went out and I'm marketing. And it went really well. Like, people are really receptive to me because I keep smiling and dancing. But it was like I would go in and I would start the conversation. I'm a good notary. And it's, what is a good notary? You know what I'm saying? I use the script and I'm asking them what do they need, but it's kind of like I come to a stall or I lose words. You just get notary brain.
So okay, here's what I would tell all you students is when in doubt, ask a question.
Okay.
Like when in doubt, and by the way, it doesn't mean what would you like from a notary. It could be like, how's business? How are rates affecting your income right now? Or how are rates affecting open orders? Like when in doubt, ask a question.
Right.
Because asking a question does a couple things. It makes it look like you actually care what they have to say. So many signing agents come in and want to use the script that I give, and it's all about you. So when in doubt, ask a question. It could be honestly anything. And again, it's being aware of the surroundings. So like literally, if I see like a hockey puck on their desk, I'm like, oh, you like hockey? Who in California likes hockey? Like, you know what I mean? Like I kind of make jokes. My point is I'm always looking at things where I can get them to talk about them. The best thing in sales and creating relationships is getting people to talk about themselves. Right. So if you remember that, I think having a conversation becomes easier because having a conversation isn't one person talking. And I think a lot of people lose sight of that, you know what I mean? But it doesn't have to be about, oh, what you look for in a good notary. That could be one of them, but I don't want you to get pigeonholed or short-sighted on that topic, you know what I mean?
Right.
It could literally be like, oh my gosh, how was your Easter? You know what I mean? If you're doing follow-ups this weekend, right? So to answer your questions, I don't really know what to tell you to say outside of ask questions, worst comes to worst, right? Some of the very business level questions would be like, hey, I know you need a good notary. And just really quickly, what is a good notary to you?
To you, yeah.
That could be it. But if you make business all business, then relationship building is difficult. So also ask personal questions. And you do that by looking at what's on their desk. You look at that by what's going on. You can talk about the market. Right now, we know inflation's high. So it could be like, oh my gosh, inflation's getting crazy. Did you read the news? It's 8.5%. How do you feel inflation's going to affect orders in the next 2 or 3 months? Just ask questions. Yeah. You know what I mean? Don't make it so robotic because that's really going to be the differentiator between you and the other notaries who come in who just tell people how great they are. That makes sense?
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. I was the question thing, that's a perfect one. So this week, I'm going back out there.
All right, keep me updated. Don't give up. And I'm going to end with this. You said you do best when you're on a high to go market. My point is that you know when you're good and go do it then. And so create moments. If you know that, like, I just did a signing, I kicked butt and took names on that, and then go market. Your job is to know your strengths. Every business owner. And your job is then to capitalize on those moments. Momentum creates momentum. A lot of times students don't do that. They're like, Mark, I walked into an open house and had a great open house. I'm like, you should have rolled that into 3 other open houses that day. So my point is your job is to know when you create a little bit of momentum. It's like a ball rolling down a hill. It's like your job is to push it over the edge. And then once it starts rolling, I got to catch steam. So if you know when you're hot, your job is to make sure that you're riding it until the wheels fall off. because too many times signing agents don't do that. They get a little win, they go home and celebrate the win. And I'm like, no.
No.
Celebrate the win next week, but keep riding the momentum, okay? So I want you to do that same thing. That makes sense?
Yes, sir.
All right. Hey, proud of you, girl.
Thank you, Mark.
You're welcome. Hey, go get him. Keep me updated. Keep the entire crew updated, okay? The whole family.
I shall.
All right, bye. Oh my gosh, I love Sophia's energy. It makes me go to level 9. Let's go. All right, I lost the other lady. Let's try to get her on real quick. Where'd you go? I don't know what happened. All right, I have time for one other person. Let's see if we can get John Farrell on. Jennifer Rose Services. If you're a loan signing system student, there is a script in the course on what to say, and literally tons of videos on that too. Wow, I missed you guys. I love being back. If you're joining me for the first time, my name is Mark. I teach notaries how to make money. I teach them how to market their business, believe themselves, and build a business for their families. Hi!
Oh, how are you?
I'm like amazing. How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
All right, so tell me your name, where you're from, and let's rock.
My name is Jessica. I'm from Las Vegas, Nevada.
Okay.
What I have an issue with right now is I reached out to a signing service and they're like, oh, it's slow, I'm yada, yada, yada. And then I've always heard, help other people get what they want, and then you'll get what you want. So I was like, hey, you know what? If you want me to go out and market for you, let me know. I'll walk you to title companies, realtor offices, lenders.
Yes.
I'll walk in for you. And
Yes.
he's like, okay, great. I'll send you the material. And now I'm like, okay, what do I do?
Okay, cool. So
What do I say?
Two things. Okay, first off, I'm so proud of you. That's a loan signing system statement, which is help other people get what they want, and you always get what you want. But girl, you're selling yourself short. Listen to me, please. If you have the wherewithal to walk in and market for a signing service, don't worry about the signing service. Walk in and market yourself. The business is not with signing services. Like I tell you, are you a loan signing system student?
Yes.
Good. Okay. So look, what I teach you is you have to remember that they're only paying you 70% of the signing fee. You deserve 100%, girl. So if you're down to go into a title company, don't market them, market you.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Okay. So what do I do with the material he sent me?
Don't worry about it. That's what I would tell you. Don't worry about it. Look, at the end of the day, those are yours. You need to go in. You have Lizeth Galvin, who is the Vegas or Nevada ambassador. So make sure you figure out what's working in Nevada or Las Vegas. But girl, if you have the ability to walk into a title company, you should be marketing you.
Okay.
So here's what I hear. You ready? I'm going to end with this, okay? This has nothing to do with X's and O's. This has everything to remembering how freaking awesome you are. The only reason you want to market another signing service is because you don't think your own signing service is good enough, and you are. The only reason you want to go and market someone else is because if they don't turn you down, if they turn you down, they're not turning you down, they're turning down the signing service.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm glad that resonated. And so look, you got to get through some no's to get to a yes. There's no way through that. I wish I could tell you as your mentor, you're going to bat 1,000, but I wouldn't be honest with you. And so my point is, I think discouragement comes from unrealistic expectations. If you realize that, look, I'm not always going to bat 1,000. If someone tells me, no, that's okay, then you're not discouraged when that happens. Your job is to go into many places as possible. Remember, if baseball season is upon us, right?
Mm-hmm.
You realize that there are baseball players that get paid millions of dollars for striking out 7 out of 10 times. Like, baseball's crazy to me. A batter bats 300, right? Which is 3 out of 10. A batter bats 300 and they get paid you get paid millions of dollars for hitting the ball 3 out of 10 times. Okay. But my point is, we can too. If you get 3 escrow offers out of 10, girl, you're making a ton of money. So the thing is realizing you're not going to bat 10 out of 10. Baseball players don't think they're going to bat 10 out of 10. So they don't lose it when they strike out 5 times. They go, look, I'm going to strike out 5 times, but that's okay because I only need to hit the ball 3 out of 10 times. So I want you to remember that you only need 3 out of 10 escrow officers to help you make a sustainable living in Las Vegas. So if you go into an escrow office and they say, no, girl, it's okay. That's not a reflection of you not being a good signing agent. When a batter goes up in the major league and strikes out, he doesn't go, oh, that's a bad reflection of me. He goes, I'm not going to hit 10 out of 10. And I want all of you students to remember that. You're not going to bat 10 out of 10, and that's cool. Because you don't get an escrow officer to use you doesn't mean you're a bad signing agent.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank
So if you can market someone else's business, I want you to market your own business. And it's not a reflection if you're not a good signing agent because they don't use you. Okay. I want you to remember that, look, you're amazing. You are really good at what you do because, look, we watch people sign a name 100 times. It's not rocket science. So don't overthink what services that we offer. Remember, they're hiring you. They're not hiring your ability to sign 100 times. Any notary can do that. But what the difference between notaries is you. You're the difference. And I need you to believe that you are the better reason why someone should use you, not because you don't miss signatures, not because you don't miss dates. That's a given. But the difference is you. And so I need you to remember how amazing you are. I appreciate you. You know it. So now go out, take those marketing materials, go to 10 escrow offices this week. Fair enough?
Will do. Yes, for sure.
Right. And then hit me up in the DMs and let me know how that goes.
Thank you, Mark.
All right, go get him. Let's go. All right, with that being said, what an amazing day to be back and with you guys. I'm going to end with this. Don't forget how freaking awesome you are. And look, I need to remind myself of that. I've been down. This whole like bright bite restoration has really gotten me like, did I make the right decision? Am I going to look normal? Are people going to care? You're not alone with self-doubt. You're not alone with struggling. I am going through it as I speak. My wife can attest to this. Like, I'm like, man, like I look totally different. Do I still look like me? Am I going to still be me? If you're struggling, you're not alone. I'm there with you, but we are amazing. I have to tell myself, Mark, you are great. You are amazing. You're good at what you do. You're good at helping other people. Don't forget that. So I want you, don't forget it either, man. You're a great signing agent. Your family deserves this. Your business deserves this. Your customers deserve you. Every escrow officer deserves you. Don't ever forget it. Remember, I believe in you, but I just can't believe in you more than you believe in yourself. Be blessed. Have a great week, and I'll see you next week. Let's go. Bye.